Now we've got something. Can you spot it? Well, something modern. Well, that's the first. Catch that before it gets washed away. Ah! That's good. It's going to get washed away. Well, let's hope we find lots of pottery down on the Thames today. Well, back down again, and I don't know if you can hear me over the wind. There's a lot of beach on shore here. Well, there's an awful lot of beach here to go on. There's a couple of other fellow mudlarkers there. And I haven't spotted anything much, just a load of plain stuff at the moment. But I'll bring you back if I do find out. Well, more of them nitrous oxide containers down here. And another one. And another one. And there's probably another one up there, that yellow thing. But I haven't found any, well, lots of plain, but nothing with any printing or on anything on yet. Well, one of them. Lost Mary. No, I haven't lost her, she's up there. But we'll get that out, we'll get battery out. Well, a bit of a metal patch here, some bolts, U-clamp, staples, another bolt there, and a bit of a pipe stem there, and a couple of little bits there that'll stop there. Thought I might have found something, but it's just staining on a white piece. Well, I kicked a bit over it, thinking it was just going to be plain and I weren't filming it. I don't know if that's modern or not. But we'll take it. It's the only thing we've got today. And here we go again. Another one. Let's get this out. Bend down and pick that up, and another one. That's three. Oh well, we'll get the batteries out of them. And I still haven't lost Mary. She's standing over there. Well, that's a mouthpiece out of a vape, and another one again. Still must be washing in here. What like sea coal or charcoal all washed in here. Still looking for lots of pottery though. And I think that's another vape. A vape or an EpiPen. Well, whatever it is, I'll get it out. It's got a battery and I'll take it out. I think that's another one. See, unless it's a battery. No, it's somewhat electrical, so we'll get that out. Now we've got something. Can you spot it? Because I can. I know there's a lot of it missing. But quite an early-ish type one, I think. Yep. Well, at least we're finding something. And a metal chaff can, one of the smaller nitrous oxide ones. Now, a lot of people say these are air bricks. I know differently. Quite a late one. Malt floor tiling. So there is some stuff down here, not much so far, but we'll take that because we've no else. Oh, and a bit of pottery, and that looks like it might even be tin glazed. So it looks like we might be coming into a pottery spell. Makes a change from all the vapes. Oh, somewhere there. Oh. Oh, that's plastic. Oh, a picture frame or something. Well, I'll get that out and throw it in bin. What is it with these things? Another one of them herb grinder bits with plastic, so that's coming out. Well, something modern. Proud to be Asda. Bin badge. Oh well, something. Oh, bit of a heel there. I don't know if it's got any markings on. Oh, it has. I'll look that up and see if I can find out about it. Yeah. Well, nothing up to there, and Mary didn't want to clamber over them slippery rocks, so we'll back down along there and see if there's anything on the way back. Now, a couple of pipe bits there, right there, and nothing on that. Well, it looks like more of that gold bit I found, but it's all pottery, so I'm going to leave that. And another little bit up there. Now, I don't know whether that's got staining on, or it's actually got some printing on. I think that's just staining going at edges. And look away if you don't like them. That's one big chunk of bone there. We'll just put some another bit there. Spotted another big bit somewhere. Oh, that there, a bit of a shoulder bone, I think. Well, not too much on there if you don't count nitrous oxide and vapes. Well, we'll have a look further up there once we've gone past them stones there. Another good doctor there. And his wife, and the child that they lost to scarlet fever, which I had as a very young baby and survived, but she didn't. And I don't know whether that's their moggy or not. And there's Tower Bridge. Ceramic there or something, a bit of concrete. Well, let's see if we can find out on this bit. And we've just been in there, Angel, for a swift off, and Mary wanted a warming coffee, so she had that. There seems to be a lot more bits of pottery here, but only plain so far again. But we'll see what we find. And the first thing is this one and another one of them. This is turning into a vape day. Lemon and lime, yeah, right. And the bit we normally go, well, we've only been a couple of times, is that bit up there. And that's the Mayflower in between. So we were going to go to Angel for something to eat afterwards, but they don't do meals on Monday, so we'll go up there. Well, if anybody wants any chain, there's a big stack of it here, tons of it. all rusted in one piece. And the pipes then amongst it. And another big stack of chain. And more chain. Going all the way over there. And I don't know whether this is all rusty conglomerate or concrete or whatever. Well, can you spot the blue light? At least we've got some. And the edge of that weren't very safe when I stood on it. Now, I don't know whether that is some old glass or not. Maybe not. Bottom doesn't look. Right, that's probably the bottom of a modern bottle. But it's very thick though. Now I just picked this up and this does look to be an old bottle. Because of the sink mark in it there. Well, there's a mug there. It's probably a modern one. Just a plain one. Well, there's a couple of these and I've spotted a few others. And I think somebody's just been throwing silicone away. And that's out of the containers. Old milk bottle top. I don't know if that's modern or not. Oh. So there's a screw in top or not? No, it's not, it's a crown top. Oh. And another one of them pink things. I think that remains of no nails containers. And I found a lot of bricks. Now this will be an air brick. Yep, that's a proper air brick. I'm not taking that with me. And there's another one just down there. Look where the waves coming in now. So I just picked that up. I think it's just decorative stonework, but it's glazed. I don't know. But there's nothing I can do with that anyhow. Well, there's still a lot of foreshore to go on there, and if you want to lark on the foreshore, at the Thames foreshore, you do need a permit from the Port of London Authority. And there's somebody else down there as well looking. Well, that's the first. Ah, another battery. Electric toothbrush. Let's get that out at river as well. I spotted that blue at a distance and I thought it was a credit card, but hospital. Yeah, we get that out, and a couple little bits of blue and white, bit of willow edging, and there's always some willow, so at least we found some, and some leaves. I've just spotted that little bit, probably Asiatic. Looks like it might be, but it might not be. But since we haven't found that all that much, I'll be taking it for now. Well, For a weekday, it's very quiet on here. There haven't been many of them boats scooting past, making all the big waves. They're all parked up here. So that's good. I'm not washing foreshore away. Well, a big chunk of some probably steam pipe or something. And I'm definitely not taking that home. Oh, nice big chunk there. Probably will going off that. And I'll just have a couple of other little bits. Nothing much to write home about. Well, that's quite a nice piece. Ah, Mary's still there waiting for us. Well, I'll just rescue that from the waves. Security protected, yeah. Well, that's more plastic out the river. Oh, another big keel. I don't think it's got any markings on, but we'll take that bit. Can you see it hiding in there? Oh, it's only a small piece. But a bit of a nice design on it. Well, lots of bits of metal work there, and a very old wagon tyre. And another one. There's just too many to take out. Ooh, that's a nice piece. Catch me, what waves get it? Gonna get wet. Let's see if it washes out in. Well, that's the steps from the Mayflower, but there's a big drop at the bottom. That's all worn away, washed away. There's no way Mary's going back up there. So we'll have to go back along there, I think. Well, it looks like it washed something in. Yeah, a good chunk of pipe ball. Early 18s, maybe even late 17s. Get rid of the muck out of it first. Catch that before it gets washed away. Ah! Yes. Yay! Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. What a steel work there. I'm going to have to get across there quick before the tide's coming in now. Oh, that's another bit of blue. Nothing on the other side. Oh. Well, we've got a dash back. There's a few other people larking down there. And it's tide's coming in now. And I told Mary if we get cut off, we can climb up the steps, up the ladder. And I got a load of East End Russian shouted at me. Well, I call it that because it always ends in off. Well, another little bit, way back. That would have been a nice pattern. Well, I don't know what make and model that was, but that is a bike frame, motorbike frame, well, scooter frame. Rear engine thing would have bolted off the back of there somewhere. That's steering tube and bit at forks. Now that's a pretty little flower. A little bit on the other side. That's the main bit. Can you spot the tiny little find? Oh, that's a leaf or a bird's head. Can't really tell. At first I thought that were tin glaze, but it looks like Chinese inspired blue and white. Yeah. Well, we'll leave that bit of the Thames. Well, come back across the river at Prospect. It looks like there's been a lot of people down here today, so I'm just going to have a quick look on there, nothing more. Well, it's getting dark, and yeah, and there's still no one hanging around there yet. Well, let's have a quick 5 minutes on here, just as tide's coming in, see if I can find anything. I'll just pick that up from the edge. We'll focus in this darkness. A bit of a bite ball. Nothing much yet. And we've just had a boat go past. Oh! That's good. It's going to get swashed away. Placed it on a piece of slate. I'll take that. A bit of checkered pottery. I want to leave that. Enough little bits like that today. A bit more of that checker plate, but a bigger piece. So I might just take that. Well, that's enough looking along there. It's time to go and get some nose bag before up tables get full. So, goodbye from us from the Thames today. Right, the finds from this is the first of 3 trips out on the Thames on our last visit to London. But before I talk about them, let's talk rubbish. Yeah. Bit of a offering. I thought it was ceramic at first when I first spotted it, and then I looked up, no, plastic. There'll have been a picture in the back of there somewhere. Well, there were a lot more of this, but I did pick that up and throw it in a bin. I'll just bring this home for filming. And top of one of them herb grinders, plastic bit, that's rubbish. And I haven't managed to pull this in bits yet, but going off it says like speaker bit there must be a battery or something in it instead of a magnet, so I'll get that out at a later date. But that's anti-theft tag. Yep. And what else we got? Oh, when I spotted that I thought that's a credit card, but it's like a checkout card, key card for some hotel. So yeah. And lots and lots of vapes. 6 of them down there on that trip. And I've managed to get the batteries out. So they'll all go into battery recycle and they'll all go in scrap bin. But there's this, and when I found it, it had a big piece of like material on it, which actually turns out to be a plaster, because I wondered why it was stuck to it. And I thought, oh, it's a battery off a phone or something like that. But looking at all that electronics there, it's not. I don't know whether you can make it out. It's actually a stick-on insulin patch that monitors and, well, injects you with insulin automatically and work from your mobile phone. And these are not cheap. I don't know whether they're refillable or not, but the ones I was seeing online, that were like a box of 10 for £300 and odd. You know, so that's like £30 a piece. I think they said they only lasted 3 days. That's a lot of electronics for 3 days if it's not refillable. So I'll have to cut that apart and get the battery out of it. And finally, this toothbrush, cordless electronic toothbrush. And yeah, unusual thing to find down there. I thought it was something like cordless drill or something when I first spotted it, but yeah. And considering how long it's been in the river, and I picked it up a couple of weeks ago now, it's actually still got charge and works. So that tells you how good Braun are at being waterproofing. So I'm going to nick one of Mary's toothbrush heads and I'll use this if it'll charge up. I don't know, if it doesn't charge up, I'll just dismantle it for the battery. But if it does charge up, I'll use it for cleaning my bits of fines up. Right, let's get on with the good stuff. Bit of modern stuff again. Somebody must have lost a pin badge. I'll end up probably putting that on my hat. And big chunk of glass. Put light on there. And it's probably old. I don't know which way around it goes, but like you see, you can see a big sink mark in it, so it's probably hand blown. Probably an old wine bottle, but probably quite old. Now I just have to change my battery then. Couple of bits of plate. I think I find some more of that in a later video, or spot some more. But I don't know how old that is. It looks oldish by going off the pattern and the transfer print, but you never know. And lots of little bits of blue, little bit of willow edging there and there, and there's always some willow, bit of probably the base of a bowl, looks like hand painted Chinese or Chinese inspired porcelain, and various other little bits and pieces. And more, some quite nice patterns, some double-sided. I do like the little flower one and the leaf. Another bit of Chinese inspired painting or a transfer, can't tell which really. And this big bit, double-sided, probably a bit of willow going off that, and like we say, there's always some willow. And this big chunk, a lot of people think of them as air bricks, but I know them as malt floor tiling. And this is the first bit of malt floor tiling I've actually found down there. Oh, quite late one, machine pressed. Late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. Probably come out of one of the pubs nearby, because they always used to brew their own bit ale. But it's a wonder there's not more of it down there. And a couple of little bits of, well, that's definitely tin glaze. That might be later. But it's nice to have a bit of a pattern on. I know that's got some pattern on, well, that's nice. We're having something on. And a few bits of pipe. Quite an early-ish one, with small bowl. No markings on it. And another bit. Again, that's got no markings on. I would pick him just the heels up to get markings on, and that's got, oh, that's just a plain bit. Right. I don't know whether that's a H or an I, but that's a B, so taking that orientation, that's an I, so it's either IB or BI. So I might try and look up that, see if anybody, see if it's a known maker. And two other bits, quite early-ish ones, I think mid 1700s to early 1800s. That's probably more older than that one, but that's been smoked at least once before it got thrown away or broken. But again, no markings on either one. A little bit of decoration around the top. But, as we say, what bits are we going to put in the frames of fame today? Ignore them for now, because that's next week's roundup. I forgot to put this bit with it. I found down there. I might end up drilling either one or two holes in it just so I can hang it up. But it's a nice piece to find down there. Well, it's bye from us on the Thames today, and hope you enjoyed what little we found, or how much we found. So it's goodbye from Mary and Stephen.